Hello, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included, and welcome to Camp Terra. Basic asteroid, except for we are not allowed to build water sieves or desalinators. I built this system to heat up polluted water currently going into this system. We're going to see if we can make that our water source. Our water is coming out far too hot at the moment. This guy trying to help us out. Need to put insulation back down here, putting in some Atmos suits and coming up with a plan to add more heat into this system. One way to do that easily is if I just ask for more steel. So maybe start with that. But we can't make steel forever, so we'll have to come up with other things, making room for another thermo aquatuner. Actually, the fact that I'm making steel is perfect because we're going to need steel for that anyways. Let's just make sure we get some power over here. What I'm going to do with that another aquatuner is have a goal of cooling off this salt water. Put in some Atmos suits over here. Maybe start off with analyzing this guy. I'm not sure how we're doing for Atmos suits. Probably need to order a few. We got lots of copper. Make 5 more of those. And I see I'm going to have to reroute some wiring. The other thing is getting into glass production. So researching superheated forging. Don't know exactly where that's going to fit. I'm thinking this little area. So kind of rerouted this to kind of go this direction. Give ourselves a little bit of room. Other thing is I've had all my food being dropped off here. I had this double deep freezer. I'm not actually fully using it. So let's change that. I want tough meat. Oh, that's an ingredient. So let's stop having tough meat being dropped off there. If there is any tough meat, we'll get it out of this system. Put it into here. At a higher priority. Maybe we'll just make that a 4. We'll make this 5. And we'll make this set up for tough meat. Oh, we don't have an auto sweeper, so I guess we're going to need have that sitting somewhere. So that might be a bad location. Maybe right there. Give some power to that. Okay, so it looks like analysis can start over here, which is good. All right, so, and to finish this off, let's make this a level 6. Priority 6. Tough meat getting down here. And let's now give the command to make tender brisket. Tender brisket. Copy this here. Copy that there. So this auto sweeper should load into here, into here. The other thing I'm realizing, I want to have the cooked stuff of this to be stored over here. Actually, or does it matter? Maybe not. What if we did? I don't think I've cooked this before. So I'm not finding it, so we'll have to wait. Well, it wouldn't be in our ingredients, it'd be down here anyway. That would be... Yeah, I think we have to wait. Alright, we'll come back to that. So the next thing to do is get this petroleum line. This is from... might have to make this, unfortunately, a bit shorter than it was before. But we'll send this down like that instead. Stop sending it around like that. And put that in there. Can take this out. We'll see if we've got enough steel to make one of these. Oh yeah, we've got a good amount of steel actually. Didn't realize that. That's awesome. Put in some insulation. Regular piping down here. And then bridge going down like this, making sure we get some power going into this guy. We'll check the temperature. Figure out how we're going to connect from here down into this environment where Med is currently looking into this saltwater geyser. So now we're getting in a glass forge. This might be a bit of a risk, to be honest, but we'll try it anyway. Just in terms of getting that liquid from this point here down to here. First of all, I don't know if sending it down here is a problem. I don't think so. That should be fine. But the other problem, maybe what I'll do is we'll put in this and this, kind of get that, maybe having a connection, because if this is going to get very hot, I like to have granite. Oh no, we are getting polluted oxygen. Okay, that's annoying. I might have to make some adjustments. Let's do 135. You can't put water in unless you're that hot. And we're going to do it. I don't think I'm doing a pressure check. Let's make sure the pressure never gets below 3,000. We'll try that. And let's put sand. Get that set up for iron. Let's maybe put sand up here. Technically be no problem putting that there. Destroy that. So I've been not using much sand because obviously water sieve. But that's going to change with glass production. We're allowed to use sand for glass. Check to make sure we get lots of water in the pipes. Okay, this is starting to be good. What about the temperature? Not so good. Not so good. Check this up. And we will start to give this a test. Start with just a few pieces to see if we can get that far. Got light access. Okay, here we go. Was this a big, terrible mistake? This breaks in the pipe, then the answer is yes, K19. We're able to get over here. Okay, okay. We've got some glass down there. Perfect. We still have that annoying polluted oxygen. Let's maybe pop that, try to get that out of here. Steam. A little bit more polluted. Might have to unfortunately take that out. Oh, yeah. Get out of there, polluted oxygen. Let's see, maybe we could put the pieces back to this. Looks like no. Looks like no. It might be because steam pressure is just too low. Either that or maybe this whole floor needs to go. Or we need to dump liquid directly in here. Even if it's just temporarily. It's definitely going to be causing some heat above, right? Okay, I think we can give the command to more glass production. I don't think it's going to hurt to make more steel. We'll want more applications of that eventually. Getting a little bit of natural gas. Yeah, the pressure's just too low. Maybe I will even make that 5. No, that should have been 5,000. Try that. Just to see if we can get that oxygen Or steam rather. A little bit thicker in here. Oh, we might have it now. Maybe this is the trick. The only thing is, the reason that I made that a little bit lower is because I wasn't getting enough water from the system. We're starting to see issues right here. So that's the only thing. We still have, ugh. Okay, I want to see some water being dropped. Oh, of course, you're not going to get that because this guy isn't operating. Ah. All right. You know what? Let's just do this. Maybe this is necessary. Even if temporary. Okay, so now we're getting liquid dropped off here, which hopefully will push up steam. Fighting with natural gas. Let's stop. And that might be enough. So steam, steam, steam. Put the cover back on this. Okay, that might do. Next part of this puzzle is to get this glass, which is very warm, to whip through here. And then be dropped off over here. What if we want to dedicate it? We'll see if that's going to be necessary. Maybe it won't. And we're getting our cooling line installed. Go through here. We'll want to have some liquid brought in. Use polluted water for that. Just put that in like that to do that. Some lead radiant pipes down here. So glass production seems to be fine at the moment. Oh, and what is with this? And do we have... I missed a piece of natural gas. Shoot. Yeah, we'll see what this does. Pressure might be, again, too low. Ba-dum-bum. This is definitely being a problem. Gonna dump a little bit more liquid in here. Get a piece of natural gas. Now it's decided to flow all the way over here. Oh! Okay, maybe stop adding that in. A little annoying piece of oxygen way over here. Kind of hard to tell because it's similar color to the steam. Okay, so steams. Okay, maybe cancel that. Can we please have this such that we only have pure steam in here? We're going to open this up a bit. Maybe that's part of the solution too. Come up. Okay, a radiant pipe. Now let's get a connection in between here and here. A little uncomfortably warm up here. Still have our cooling line going round. Why don't I'll have to do some cooling. It's just getting a radiant pipe to go through here. Scalding. Ouch. It's coming from this area. I think that's largely the iron that we're sourcing from this hot volcano. Okay, so we'll see if this helps. This should actually add in some heat for us to our line, which we want to keep going and going. So now we've got this. Okay, so now we've got 3 thermoaquatuners going. And we've got water built up. Okay, this is good. And, all right, so did we ever get, we're getting a vacuum. Okay, we still have issues. I think it's just, steam is just too thin over here. We might actually make this a permanent thing. Maybe that's necessary. Just to keep the steam pressure high, because if these guys don't have enough pressure, they don't contribute to the water system. Though we seem to be fine even without this last guy. Let's throw in a bunch of steel production, a bunch of gold production over the next little bit. Keep producing molten glass. Bit of annoying carbon dioxide. Let's just punch another one through here. Steam, steam, steam. Please just be steam. Fighting this location. Okay, did we get it? Steam, steam, steam. Everyone sees steam, right? Ah. No! Okay, I'll keep fighting with this to see if I can get this and hopefully be able to move on. So I think one of the things I've got to do is separate, especially because the pressure can be a little bit different over here. Hopefully having this liquid vent's going to help. But I'm going to put in this automation in this section. And we'll control that differently from over here. Same logic, just listening to its own little section, just to make sure that the pressure here doesn't get too low. Because if the pressure gets too low, then this has a chance for polluted oxygen, or yeah, polluted water will produce polluted oxygen, which we don't want to see. Okay, let's have a look. Have we cooled off anything here? Not at the moment, but the fact that that's taking time, not a problem, because that's going to add more heat, more heat. All right, let's mop this up and see if we can move on to another project. Just curious if we are... Oh, just noticed another piece of natural gas. But I'm going to turn my attention up to here. A little bit worried about how aggressively I am cooling the base off. Because I need to have high enough temperatures for pinch of pepper plants. So we're going to make sure we're able to maintain good temperature in this little section. Maybe we will relocate one of you guys up to here to start eating. And make sure, of course, we put this back in. Okay. Let's probably want to get out some material. Fill this in, surround this with insulation. Dump in some liquid. Grow some bristle blossoms for food for this little guy down here. And we've got to automate the meat and egg collection. We'll do that after we worry about the heat situation. Oh, right. I forgot. I had moved everything over by one, didn't I? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. It's just shifting everything over just a little bit. Let's make sure we have a spot to dump in some liquid water right down here. And we'll do a big sweep inside here. That was an attack. Okay, so we've got you growing. You've got your food source. Not so good over here. Oh, okay, I see why. I see why. There we go. Water on the way for your food source. There's some bristle blocks growing down there. Let's just make sure we're at 96. In 96 we are. Whoops, didn't mean to click on that. But notice that we've got you with a suit on and you with a suit on. Where did that happen? A couple places. Maybe that was... Okay, I locked this door. So I don't think it was from that. We also have this set up here. I don't think it could be from that. Maybe it was just something earlier and something that I fixed. We'll ignore it for now. I'm working on upgrading the circuitry, which is going to connect to this guy here. Just about to pull. I think I've got every piece upgraded. So we can do that now. Still a bit of an issue. Probably didn't really need the rock crusher to be part of that. Maybe even bring that in the heavy wire line. Okay. Oh, I know. To make sure these pipes or plants are happy, we're going to put some radiant pipes in here. Got enough water if I disconnect this right, or actually, you know what, let's just reverse destroy that. Clear this, be able to start to insulate above. And let's just take that out. Put two bridges, one going like this, one going like that. We'll put in something to load this line with some polluted water. We'll grow another one. Whoops. All right, so I think these guys are looking for something to do. We'll move on to something else. Finish off this little area with making sure we've got an auto sweeper that can access eggs everywhere. So we're looking pretty good. Dumping all of these way up here. Make sure we've got the appropriate settings. And after this is filled in, just seeing that little piece of chlorine that's now out. I think we can move on to something else. Maybe we could do without these, hopefully. See? Just realized that we are missing a single system here to remove the eggs. I was also trying to get some of the eggs to be dropped off down here, realizing that's not going to... Oh, actually, technically, no, it wouldn't work. It shouldn't work even down here. So with this, I think we are going to complete this area. For now, anyways. I'm going to do the automated meat conversion, but wait for the number of Drecos to increase first. I am seeing issues. We are getting sand created on top of our thermo aquatuners. Curious if we need mining equipment or not. It's going to be a little bit of a squeeze to get that in there is the only thing. Maybe we'll take this out. If I did that... Oh, maybe I need the research for that. Robotic tools. Okay, we'll come back to that because I've seen sand a few times. What about natural gas? Is natural gas leaking in here, or am I just not getting that out? Because that is frustrating. Oh, polluted oxygen over here. I don't know. I don't know. When things are stable enough, we can improve the look of our Terra camp, starting with the barracks. Cool if we've got a bunch of plants. Create some rare buffs where we can't. Oh shoot. Need to rework this. Just trying to figure out the order. If I put these in and I let them get built. Yeah, this is the fact that you can build over things sometimes not nice, because if I take my ceiling trim, I can't go across like this. I'm gonna now go like this. But maybe if I wait for them, if I'm a little patient, wait for them to be... Oh, canceled some of this, didn't I? That piece down there. Take that out. Rare brush. So there's 15, which means we're going to be short for these two barracks. We'll have to switch over to... Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll do. Put a buddy bud plant at the start. Same thing up here. Take that, copy that, cross like that. Maybe grow something different up there. So now that they exist, let me see if I can actually get across without having to go one by one. Oh no. Okay. Not always loving the fact that you can build on top of things. But anyway, I think we are there. With our gold tiles, we should be looking like we have an attractive barracks. Looking pretty decent. Now, if I had... Just put in that there. Enough reed fiber. I'll also put in carpeting, but I might not. Yeah, we'll hold off. Maybe come back to that. Wait for these guys to produce more Drecos for us. Not long after doing some decorating, and I found a issue in here. We will rework this a little bit. If we're just going to get sand, then I think we just have to prepare for that sand's going to find a way somehow. I still don't understand where that's coming from. But, oh, no, that was meant to be over by one, wasn't it? We want this guy here to be able to access that. So any future sand should not be a problem. Thank you. Oh, what's in the way? Oh, it's supposed to be over. That type of thing. I guess technically we could just do that, couldn't we? Get rid of that little section. We could have this go up and around like that. Oh, you're in a dangerous situation. Okay, let's get you out of that. Is that part of the process of converting glass to make sand? All right, well, again, not sure why, but I like the fact that this could sit right there, because that could cover sand that would hit right there. This is not going to give us full coverage, I don't think. Oh, or maybe it will. Yeah, those go actually a good distance. Okay, so we've got coverage from that. And another good news, I don't see any natural gas or any other gases other than steam. Things may be looking decent. Let's make sure these important machines get plugged in. All right, maybe, I've said this many times and thought about it many, many times. Maybe we're set with this, but maybe not. I've upped the pressure that I'm checking to 6,000 as well. So maybe that's also a good thing. Are we getting enough water? Well, we've got to build up here. So maybe. Just one other little adjustment. I had to get rid of this to make room for our little, let's see, robotic mining equipment. Just do this instead. And perhaps this is our solution. So the next thing is I'm getting tired of emptying these. So I'll hit this one more time, but we'll see if we can make an infinite storage, which I don't think will be too difficult. So next, just looking at some advice from Cedric, who mentions use a tempedizer to keep the temperature up. Right now, we don't have that issue. But once this comes down, and I suspect that given enough time, it's going to, we'll have this liquid tempedizer, which will bring the temperature up. Start with 30 degrees, make adjustments as we go. Continually inspecting this system. Seeming good at the moment. Chose this location here, just under this machinery for infinite gas storage, close to where I'm picking up gas, carbon dioxide, chlorine, etc. Here is where I'm going to be storing chlorine, carbon dioxide, probably natural gas. Oh, let's see, dupes getting stuck down here potentially. Also, difficult area to work in. Eventually this pump will catch up. Maybe we'll take this out just a little bit more. Be careful of this liquid though. Installing the automation to detect different types of gas. And loading in some salt water here. Gotta be careful too, because I think we're already over. That did not take long. What to do in this situation? I think we'll start with mopping up. Need to be under 2,000. Okay, let's have a look. 14 grams, 1 grams, 5. Let's see, maybe we're okay with this. Take the little bit of salt water that's there, dump it out. Maybe put in tiling here and here. See if we're good. 900 gram, I think so. That maybe just a little too high on this side, maybe. It's gonna be hard to do it maybe this way. Let's stop. That salt water, get that out here. We are now ready to seal this off. Once that's done, we will create vacuums and move on to something else. Final one right here and right here. Put a bridge right there, but we're not ready until we get a vacuum. So that's operating. Why is the rest not operating? I must have forgotten something. Ah, shoot. maybe I will go all the way up here. We'll take these out, make sure we empty them first. Let's not put any more gas into them. Empty that guy. Can take that out. We can take that out. Coming back down here. We're not going to get anywheres once we actually seal that off. Gonna vacuum. Oh no. No, no, no. Okay, I did not plan this out well enough. Forgot, yeah, same flaw over here. Guess we just get that patched up. Let's put this in place. That there, connect the power back. Okay, we can get rid of that, and that. Start to connect the gas like this. Watching gas go in the right location. Good. Awesome. Where else is this connected? This is now connected to there. The other thing that we've got to connect to is the kitchen. Make sure these guys are connected. Okay, so I think that is going to be that. So this guy is free to get rid of some of this gas. Maybe move this over a little bit. Next thing I'm looking at, this guy seems to be overflowing a little bit. Actually, how are we doing with our polluted water? We're pulling in. Oh, getting a little low. Think about how we want to change that. I think I'm going to, oh yeah, we've been relying on fishing for a while. Let's maybe stop that process. Not only that, I think we might be able to get away with just primarily relying on barbecue meat for the moment. We'll see where we get with that food. Just want to make sure we continue to go down here. Probably gonna benefit from Atmos suits, maybe. Giving out skills for the exosuit. Got good coverage so far. Continue to give out that's going to give a skill out here. I think Dashy's going to take that, but I see a few worn suits, and I'm realizing that's because I never ended up getting here, making that go forever. So we'll see about those getting repaired. Now I've got to stay here and make sure Dashy doesn't get stuck at this location. What skill are they going to get? Sunny disposition. Now that Atmosuit training is more common, I'm going to get the dupes to always put on Atmosuits anytime they leave the camp. Make that marker distinction right here, at least if they're going to the south area. That's going to allow us to do lots of digging, not have to worry about different sections, whether they have Atmosuit, avoid the situation that Electro's facing right now, going through all that liquid. So clear this area open for that. Thinking having, I've got 20 dupes, so I'm thinking we'll have 16 stations. Don't need one for everyone. Here is our Atmos suit trying to do a somewhat distributed loading. I'm going to try this type of pattern. Kind of go around like this, this, then eventually combine these guys and these two. Finally, like, whoops. Like that. Probably going to need more suits. We ask for at least a dozen. Start delivering these. Can you do copy? Oh, that's annoying. Go deliver soon on each one of these. So we get them all. we want to be careful here because I haven't actually changed this. So the other thing I want to make sure I get rid of this. Gotta be careful though, because I don't want dupes to go down. Okay, let's see. Let's block this off like that. Please, nobody go down to this really hot zone while we're making this change. Continue doing this. And we can get rid of these now. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. You guys are, yeah, no, you don't need to be doing this probably from up here. Or no, I've stopped doing that. Maybe you just need to keep the dupes busy up in this zone. Oh, I see. They're cheating. I see how they're doing that. Stop that. Can't remember if I ever destroyed. No, I didn't. Keep the command to get rid of these. That's a few suits we can use. Okay, is everyone back? So no one can go down here until we get some oxygen. How is the oxygen line? Might take a little bit of time. Speaking of oxygen, I wonder if that's the next thing we should work on. We'll see. There might be other priorities. Looking up here, first of all, I forgot to do this. And second of all, I'm realizing I was taking dupes' suits off in here. And they were supposed to be having Atmos suits in there. That's why I was getting completely confused. Okay, so that's fine. Let's put this in. I think we can make another change. Now let's put in that setting. We want to be able to look. Let's see, add a little bit of extra space. Eventually, we're going to have these eggs hatch. Before we do, it'd be nice to be able to detect when we need to have critters restocked. But let's see, maybe where should these go? Probably easier if we kind of do this from this perspective. See how these can fit. Do this. Maybe that. Critter sensor in each of these rooms. Oh, and can we okay. Need to be careful here. Need to eliminate this as a path. Probably need to increase our food supply. And let's specify this is, so this will be the regular or the gloss. I think it's going to be glossy. And over here, this is going to be for the normal Dreco. Put that right there. Have that sit on 0 and set this on 0. And anytime we won't count eggs. Can do this copy. So anytime we're below 8, I want that to run. Which should be true at the moment. It is. And let's just make this a priority, that a priority, as well as this and this. We should see one of these guys on the move. Yep, being picked up. Dropped off down there. Okay. Glossy type. Excellent. Let me just double check that we get the adult version. No. We don't want the direct let, we want the direct go. Okay. That's fine. All right. Let's go down here. Make sure to grab whatever this is. Some nickel. I want to see about restocking these. So we're going to put a few suits here to automatically be replaced. Also might as well put in a storage worn ammo suits up here. And we don't need to, I need to know the weight of these things. One of these weighs 200. So maybe 5, which would be 1,000. Suits. Why can't, oh, there. Have a suit in here. That way the auto sweeper can automatically replace these. Let me just test this out. Of course, the dupe's probably going to do this. Yeah, that's fine. But at least the auto sweeper could in the future. Just noting that we need actually have a ladder if we want to have these planted. Now looking at some natural gas, getting access to some here and some down here, with the idea that maybe we'll use a gas range to start cooking in there. Hold on, what's going on with the eggs? Okay, is that settled? Oh, looks like we need some power. Seeing that. Yeah, that's important because we're not actually getting eggs dropped off in here. We're keeping them in here, which is not what we want. Whoops, that's a mistake. Okay, there's that fixed. Adding in a little bit of decoration and lighting in the Great Hall, as well as cleaning the floor up a little bit around here. Gonna eventually make this camp look quite nice with recreational buildings and high quality food. So speaking of high quality food, let's look at progress being made here and here. So we'll have lots of natural gas to be able to cook with. Floor up here too. Over here, getting access to salt water. Don't want this natural gas to spill out, so we're going to put in liquid airlock. Do the same thing the other ones. Make sure we are looking good and still have a great haul. Perfect. Bit of salt water flowing over here. Yeah, put in a tile there. See if I can do a similar thing over here. Actually, this one's not going to require us to send in salt water. We can access this zone. And we can access down here. First thing I'm going to do is try to seal away anything that's not natural gas. Open this up a little bit and put in tiling above it, kind of like this. And over here, similar thing, except we're going to see if we can trap in some of this polluted oxygen. Speaking of polluted oxygen, let me do a check. We seem to be clean now, just having steam. Oh no. Polluted oxygen, just a little piece. Okay, you know what? Let's try 7,000. Copy that over here. Take that out. Put that back in. Maybe that's enough time. Not a whole lot, though, so let's even go up to 8,000 on this side. I think the last thing for today is going to be an infinite storage of natural gas over here. This is probably going to make the infinite natural gas storage here useless, but we'll refactor that in a little bit. We're going to insulate this because I'm expecting it to be pretty hot. And this will ultimately be feeding this gas range over here. Let's put in some heavy watt wiring. Lots of chlorine in this little section. Wonder if we could do anything about that. Open this up just a little bit more. And I think I would like to have petroleum in here. Been trying to get a little bit of crude oil going up. Should give us access to some petroleum. In the meantime, maybe I should plan the natural gas line. It's going to go from here and the other spot over here. Do this in sections, but we're going to start with taking natural gas from over here. And at priority, we're going to detect natural gas. So instead of sending it over here, we'll have that. Guess what we could do is just get this natural gas line, tap into this, go up there, converge with this, and get up to this location. Do we ever get that petroleum made? Okay, I've got a bunch of petroleum. Let's cut this off. That's more than enough for our purposes. Spill a little bit on the floor here. Take that out. Reason I'm doing that is because I don't want water to go in my infinite storage for natural gas because it could be pretty warm. So we're under, actually that's a perfect amount, under 2,000. Let's have that pushed right in here. Putting another pass right here just for power. Make a vacuum. Got our petroleum in place. We can seal this off now. Doing another check. Doesn't look like we've got any problems in the setup. Okay, so we've got that sealed up. I guess all we have to do is provide some power. Create some vacuum here and here. Check that we've got our pipe going here and here. Power. It's the next piece of this. We're going to check the atmosphere. Don't want that pump to run if it's really small, so we'll say it needs to be above 500. Bring in power over here, plus over here. And to finish off, let's do an insulated line to get into this guy. Decide how I want to get round. Maybe like this. Go through this. Connect into that. Got a vacuum in here, so let's get rid of that and get rid of this. So that's going to go around like that. Got some natural gas, so clearly power running over here. Still waiting for power, a few more pieces for that to get going. And as soon as we've got natural gas within the gas range, I'm going to end today. Let's make some surf and turf, pepper bread, stuffed berries, mushroom wrap, frost burgers. That's going to require us to make some frost buns. Maybe make 30 or so of those. Okay, we've got natural gas up to there. Let's make sure we've got the proper setting there. Oh, I see. There we go. So we have a vacuum in here. So at this point, we should, I think, no longer need this little section. Maybe get rid of that little bit. And then, I don't know if there's a chance of getting sour gas, but just in case, we'll make, whoa. To not put in automation line right here. Nor did I specify natural gas be brought in there. And let's watch as we've got natural gas on the way up. We should go through this. Double check. Sometimes I forget to do that little section. But we seem good. Natural gas going into the gas range. And as long as we've got enough ingredients, which I'm sure we do, we should see someone going in here to cook. Just realized we need some tiles here and here. Why is no one cooking? Are we just waiting? Make this a high priority thing. Ah, flapjack. On it. All right. Well, this is JR playing Oxygen Not Included. Yeah, Terra camp. We've got some upgrades. Next time we'll continue along. I did have one thought of maybe where I go next. So I'm relying on this setup right here for, let's see, I see we've got some spots here where we're not picking up dirt. We'll worry about that next time. But maybe I'll see if I can get magma to convert polluted water and salt water to regular water using all the heat down here. And we'll have two systems in that case. Plus, we get the power potential from down here as well. That's one idea, but maybe we'll just do some base upgrades as well, because there's some recreational buildings, some more decor and all that stuff. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Jer playing Oxygen Not Included.